Hey guys, welcome back once again. For those of you new here, hello and welcome. My name is Evie and today we are doing part 2 of the Down Under Zoo. Ooh, poet, and I didn't even know it. But we are going in with, of course, the Dingo Habitat, because this habitat here as you first walk in is the largest one, I'm pretty sure, in this house. That being said, how do I put this lightly? It's not big enough. I screwed up. The dingoes don't have enough space after me specifically stating last episode that I was going to make sure that all habitats had enough space, unlike my last adventure. So, that being said, the dingoes need roughly like 1,200 to 1,300 square meters. According to my barrier, this has got 1,100 square meters, so I was like, perfect. It's just gonna be a little bit too small. No big problem. But, there's always a but. Yeah, I don't know why, but according to the dingoes, there is only 860, 70 square meters of traversable area. So it is definitely not even close to being big enough for them, and I am going slightly insane. And even checking the traversable area, like on the actual animal, there's only like one small section of the kind of habitat that they can't get to. So I'm not sure where those other 300 square meters have gone, but yeah, I mucked up a little bit. Not gonna lie, my bad, guys, my bad. I'm man enough to admit that I was very much wrong. But I have decided to add in a bit of a shed. A little bit of an old dilapidated shed. I was going for something that you'd picture you'd see out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, pretty much. Dilapidated shearing shed style thing, or animal pen. Something with some nice corrugated iron and obviously built with just some logs, some metal, and some corrugated iron. Many, many moons ago. Left out in the weather to die, pretty much. I thought it could be a cool little kind of theme for the actual dingo habitat to have this kind of just deserted shed next to a billabong. Something where animals would have been kept once upon a time, maybe some sheep, maybe some cattle. I'm not too sure. Wait, do they even have sheep in the desert? That seems illegal to have sheep in the desert, those poor things. Let's go cattle then. Which I will admit, these singular, non-gridded, corrugated iron bits, how do I put this lightly? Tickle my biscuit. They are really fun. They have this really nice patchworky look when you put it all together, which I am really happy with how it turned out. You can have this really nice, shonky kind of feel to this shed. I wanted it to be patchy. I didn't want it to be perfect. I wanted there to be rusty holes. I'm doing quotation marks like you guys knew what I was doing. So I did leave little gaps and bits and bobs everywhere, tried to not make the actual point of the roof meet, make it look like it is kind of falling apart around itself. Now, I will put this out there, I think I'm in love. These gum logs, stunning, so beautiful. Now, I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with Frontier, because by the looks of the way that they've put it in the catalogue, there should be 3, like a small, a medium, and a large. The ones being used are the large. The other ones don't have the same pattern on it. I don't know if they're not meant to be the same log, but why have we not got 3 of the same log? It's just little bits and pieces like that that kind of disappoint me a little bit, because I would love to have smaller logs of this pattern, because I find this pattern really, really nice. I think it is a stunning contrast between the light wood and the dark wood. Dark, very loosely used there. But I will admit I am throwing in the fence pieces, the new fence pieces I should say, that we did get with the pack, as well as some fence posts, which are just little props, and throwing them in and making it look like it is a little bit of a cattle yard, I guess. Somewhere where the animals would have once upon a time done a cheeky little sleep, as well as using some props in the actual habitat. I have never done that before. I have always just been like, plants, animals, enrichment items, that's it. And now I'm like, wait a second, I can put people things in here. So I was having a field day with the logs and the pallets, and I feel like I probably could have sprinkled a couple more elsewhere. But I was just kind of making this up on the spot, seeing what I liked and whether or not it kind of worked, and I am really happy with how it did turn out in the end. Now, it's nothing fancy. The dingoes don't like too much going on. Of course, you can have a fair bit of, I believe, plants and coverage going on. However, I just went pretty simple. I had some trees, I had some shrubs. I did also go in with the plants that did come out in the game update, not the pack. So I do use some of the century plants. Century something? The little spiky boys. I used some of those as well as some small spiky grass because I just felt like I needed to mix it up. I felt like it was just a lot of repetition of the same plants over and over again. As much as I would have liked to have used the big old fan palms, it just doesn't kind of fit this feel. They have more of a tropical feel to them. So I feel like the fan palms would suit maybe more of the crocodile and the cassowary a little bit more in the Australian kind of biome, as they are usually found near water and tropical kind of rainforesty stuff a little bit more. Maybe not the crocodiles as such, but the cassowaries definitely. They are usually found at the top end of Australia, like I think it's the right tippy top, because I think they also are found in New Guinea, so if that is the case, I feel like they must be like right up there, because I have never seen a cassowary before. I don't know if I've ever seen one in real life. Like, I know I haven't seen one in the wild, because that would be terrifying. But I don't think I've seen one in a zoo either. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, they are terrifying critters. They're literally just dinosaurs. The talons on their little toes are terrifying, as well as that giant, like, nutcracker on their head. What are they needed for? Who bloody well knows? But I did build that beautiful, I'm gonna toot my own horn, the beautiful little dilapidated cattle shed that you can see over in the corner there as the hard shelter for the dingoes. Now, I didn't think about it until after editing and everything like that, literally just before, when I was watching the footage through, that this whole habitat is indoors. So technically I'm guessing they don't need any hard shelter. However, that did not cross my mind at all. So there's a high possibility that the rest of the animals in this zoo will not be getting hard shelter if they need it, as if it's not, like, if I don't need to do it, I'm probably not going to do it. I do like the whole theme that I had going with the dingo though, being like dilapidated shed beside a billabong. Love it. Love the story it tells. But the other ones, if I don't need to actually use any more of the traversable area, I probably won't. But you can see here how simple just moving these actual like gum logs just in a line and then slightly rotating them and moving them gives such a nice effect, and it's such a simple thing to do. Like, it takes no time at all and it looks like you've put some effort in. As well as this rusted corrugated sign, I really like it for this theme. I don't know if I'd be able to use it necessarily in any of my other zoos as much as I would love to. I just don't think it probably fits any of the other themes very well. Unless maybe you could use it in the Africa kind of themes. I don't think it'd fit the Asian themes or the Indian themes at all, but definitely not the Arctic one either, or the South American. I think it's a pretty niche one for this pack. Although I do love a bit of corrugated iron. Not gonna lie, it is that sandy, deep red, orangey tones that it's got going on. Just this whole pack has that sandy red vibes. Ugh. The red sand is stunning. Highly recommend if you ever get the chance to actually go to the desert of Australia and see the red dirt and the red sand. It's something. I mean, I don't know if anywhere else in the world has it, surely they do. But it is very, very nice. Also, a surprise animal in the middle of Australia, camels. What? Who would have thought? Not me until I saw them, not gonna lie. It's kind of catches you off guard a little bit. Now, I really thought the dingoes were going to be able to escape here because that fence over the path doesn't seem high enough, but according to their traversable area, they cannot escape, which, not complaining. Not complaining at all. But I also felt like it just didn't look realistic. I wanted to have this semi-realistic. Wanted to make it look like it at least was trying to not have people killed by dingoes, you know? So I am just making a nice little fake glass barrier here because there is of course a null barrier already in place, and I wanted to have that nice kind of step up look about it, and I felt it would be much easier to actually do that with some glass pieces and fake kind of glass panels, which I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I ended up getting rid of the hand railing just because I feel like it just looked weird against the glass. I don't know, just don't fall off to the left-hand side and you'll be right. I would love it if they could add to this game that you could select what side you'd like the hand railing on in case you are doing something like this. I think that'd be a really nice way to kind of go around that without having to add your own hand railing in by hand. Now I'm just going in and actually using the benches and bins that did come with this pack. I do like them. I feel like they can stand out a lot. I actually don't know, maybe there's color variations. Maybe I'll need to check that out. I have not checked that out. But we are scooting our boot into a nice little bit of a walkthrough. I will just slowly take you through this build bit by bit at the end of each episode so you can see the progress that is being made. Now I might tweak little bits and pieces, I'm not too sure, so if you do see some changes, just know that I've obviously looked at it and been like, some need changing there. But these are the actual lights that did come in the pack. I thought I might add that in, as I am thinking about potentially making this a nocturnal kind of build, which means I will showcase it at night. However, I'm not 100% sold on that yet. I'll have to see how it comes out at the end. But if I do, that will be a little cheeky surprise kind of walkthrough at nighttime for you guys at the very end of the parts, so maybe on part 7 or something like that. But the dingoes, other than the space issue, seem very happy. They use a fair bit of the actual habitat. They seem to go to most corners of it. They do really like it. I wanted to get a snippet of them actually using the tug rope. However, I have been really struggling to get them to use that. They use the line feeder just there. However, I did put that mildly too close to that century plant, and they kind of glitch on top of it a little bit. It's not ideal. However, it does work. Oh my god. Every time, if you're not new here, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Every time I put the camera on a goddamn animal, they literally do poos. They literally like, I've been holding it in, this is my time to shine, let me show you how to do a dirty poo. But I don't know, I really like that little water feature. I made it look man-made. I don't expect you guys to think that that's a real river coming out of a wall. But I really like this kind of angle of the zoo. I think it is really quite nice. I'm actually really happy with how this habitat turned out. Obviously there's a couple things I'd like to change. Like I would like to make it a little bit bigger. I'd like to move that line feeder away. So I might just tweak a couple of things in between now and the next episode. But they are stunning animals. They are really pretty. This animation, you can see it glitching a little bit there, but that animation is literally so sweet. But that is it for today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss out when I upload next. And I will see you next time. Bye!